folks, welcome back to the shop. Frank here. Hadn't planned actually on publishing a video on New Year's Day 2026, so it is New Year's Day. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. We had a great Christmas, had my family visiting, my son and my daughter and her family, so we had a great time. Been between the family visit and working on the edition, I've been really busy. So I had gotten to the point of today, finally at a stopping point because I need tile. I'm ready for tile in both of the bathrooms. We'll do that this weekend and early next week. So we'll come back with either this weekend or early next week, so in the next few days. So we'll take care of that. But I did realize I have something I haven't showed you that I've had for six or 8 months. I don't know if anybody saw it in the background in a camera shot or anything like that, but this is an interesting thing. I bought it on a whim, just because it looked cool, and I'll show you what it is. I don't know how much I'm going to get into it, but it's an interesting thing. I did look on YouTube for other people that have videos, and there are a couple videos out there, people. Most of the videos I've seen are, I don't know, 5 or 10 years old. There's some much older videos about this tool. It's a tool. Of course, it's a tool, right? Anyway, all right, I'll turn the camera around here and I'll get you a look at it. Okay, so this is a Craftsman planer of sorts. I think it's called the Alien Head planer, clearly by virtue of its form factor, because it kind of looks like the alien out of the Ridley Scott movies. So there is well, that's all the paint just wiped right off that. It is 103 1801. 103 1801 is the model number on it. So I don't know a lot about it. It is not a powered planer in the sense that it's power feed planer. It's a manual feed planer. It does have a cutter head above, which I believe is a 6-inch cutter head. It's got a couple of spring clamps, anti-kickback clamp there, and I guess it's be a chip breaker here. Push a piece of lumber through it. It's driven with a belt from underneath. There's a pulley at the top in here, so the belt goes through. Now it came with this motor on a stand, and this motor is a Craftsman thermotron protected 1/2 horsepower. It's just water. It is a 1750 RPM. I can't read the voltage. 110 volts. Can't read the amps. Anyway. "60 cycles." So, Thermotron protects motor against overheating, overloading to reset. Wait until it cools and, oh, look what we got here. Didn't see this guy. Come here, my brew. You folks haven't seen the doggies for a month or so, probably. Yeah. They're such good boys. They're such good boys, yeah. You're so good. You're such good boys. Oh, yeah. What good boy, yeah. Where's Butchie? Where'd Butchie go? Yeah. Okay, so Butchie's around here someplace. He'll come back. All right, so back to this stuff. Not sure what I'm going to do with the motor. I believe it works. I don't know for a fact. I have not run it. So I don't know. The spindle does move, rotate. All right, so I've got it laying on its back, and the hand wheel turns the vertical shaft here. These hand screws tighten the clamp back here. So this clamp, I'm going to hit these as well. All right, let's see what this is. That's 9/16. Okay, so there, it's moving. All right, so it looks like the clamp there is loose. All right, so this is the lead screw. It's actually not as, it's just dirty. It's not really badly rusted. I'm surprised at that. All right, so there it's turning. So this screw got loosened up a little bit. It's pretty tight, but it does release the clamp. All right, so that's working. A lot of backlash in the mechanism, but it is working. So I think I would like to start taking it apart. The cutter head has 3 knives. Looks like a standard joiner cutter head. Let me get you a better view of the All right, so if I'm correct, this would be the in-feed side. So kind of a hold down spring, a chip breaker of some sort, maybe. Though it's pretty far, well, it's not that far from the cutter head, so maybe that is a chip breaker. And of course, the 3 knives on the cutter head. And then the outfeed, this would be a hold down, and this would be, you maybe keep it from kicking back a little bit, keep the wood from coming back. Not sure how effective that might be, but I'm gonna hit all these screws. It's a little bit surprising that this stuff is still here, though I'm delighted that it is. So the only thing that I can see right now that's missing, I think, is the little handle on this hand wheel. So what am I going to do with this? I think I'm going to disassemble it and restore it. I mean, just for the sake of vintage design. So here it looks like the chip ejection port right here. Just for the sake of its style, I think it's worth playing with. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment and tell me how much time and energy it's worth putting into this. What do you guys think? Now, so obviously a 6-inch planer is, you know, of limited value, right? Since I've got a 20-inch planer and a 12-inch joiner planer. But it is interesting. It would be interesting. It would be cool to see how it works. Now let's take a few things apart here. There's one of the clamp bolts. And there's the other one. That wasn't too bad. All right, turning it so the set screw hits the bottom. All right, I can get the shaft to turn in the gear. Okay, another screw holding it in. All right, so we got a screw here. Looks like about a 1/2 inch bolt or nut. All right, little nub on the end to intersect, probably got to be a groove on the shaft. There it is, right there. There we go. So, you know, they designed this with they designed these shafts with a pretty good sized flat so that this set screw, you know, engages a particular spot. So, all right. So far, it's all very simple construction. A little bit of brake cleaner, non-chlorinated. See, I can't tell whether this is rust coming out of a bearing. It's not, at first I thought it was rubber or something, but it feels hard. All right, well, let's keep working. The shaft in here, which is the turned down portion of this lead screw, is pulling out of the bottom of the table support as I unscrew it here. right, so I've got the whole unit upside down here in the vise. I've got a series of screws to take it apart. Looks like 4 screws here. Oh, so it gives you a little hint of the original color, kind of a royal blue. Oh. That's working fine. All right, this is, I think, a 1/4 inch. This should work fine. There we go. There's the cutter head. And there's the shaft. Well, they are ball bearings, but they're about shot. There we go. So there are ball bearings in there, but they're shot. All right. Very cool. I think you can see on here the bearing numbers 7202-10. I looked at the other bearing as well and kind of confirmed that it is a 10. So, all right, folks, that's going to wrap up the disassembly phase of this restoration effort. These old tools are cool to work on. It's interesting. They're so simple. All the components are, the fasteners and stuff are all stock, basically stock hardware. Bearings, I can reorder those bearings without any problem, so I'll do that. And we'll come back next time, continue to work on it. I would like to paint it, get it back together in working shape, hook it up to a motor, either this motor if it runs or another motor. I got a couple other motors I can use, but this one's 1725 RPM, which is, I think, what it's supposed to be. It's got a good sized pulley on it. If I have, the other motors I have, I think, are all 3450, which if I change the pulley on them, I think I can match the cutter head speed. I'll calculate that, see what it is. And so we'll come back, get it back together, and maybe make some wood shavings with it. So thank you for watching. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.